go ahead and make the little ears for the bear. For the ears, you're going to start with a magic ring. In your magic ring, you're going to do a single crochet, three half double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then one more single crochet, like so. After that, you're just going to snip off the end here, and you're going to pull the ring tight. After you pull the ring tight, you'll have a little ear. You're going to repeat that instruction again, and then you'll have 2 little ears. For the head of the doll, we're going to start with a magic ring. And inside the magic ring, you're going to insert 6 single crochets. So here's what it would look like. 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're going to pull the ring tight, and then we're going on to round 2. In round 2, you're going to increase all the way around. So that means put 2 single crochets in every stitch. So I'm going into this very first stitch, and I'm going to insert 2 single crochets. Then I'm going into the next stitch here, and I'll insert 2 as well. You're going to do this in each of these 6 stitches, and that will bring you to a total of 12 single crochets in this round. So here we are at the end of the round. Now we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet increase all the way around. So here's how to do it. I'm just tucking my yarn tail in here to use kind of like as a stitch marker. If you want to use an actual stitch marker, please do so. So I'm just marking the start of my round here. Now I'm doing 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. Then I'll repeat that, 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that all the way around in each of the 12 stitches, and what you'll end up with is 18 stitches. When you finish that round, you are going to move on to round 4. In round 4, you're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. So here's how you start off. 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second stitch, and in that third stitch, I'm going to increase by putting 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Repeat around, so that's 1 more, and then an increase. 1 stitch, 1 more stitch, and then an increase. And once you work all the way around, you're going to end up with 24 single crochets to this round. There we go. So now, let me just pull out this yarn tail here. That was originally my stitch marker, so I can see where I started off my round. Now at this point, instead of doing any more increases, we're just going to work straight round, which is putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to do that from rounds 5 to round 8, and I'm going to, now is a good time to put in a stitch marker again. I'm going to use my yarn tail here to just stick in the front. So I know this is where I'm starting. And now in each stitch around, I'm just going to insert a single crochet like so. Going around, single crochets only. And we're going to keep working around like this for up to round 8, as I mentioned. So we're going to meet back when round 8 is complete. Okay. Remember, you're just working in straight rounds. Insert 1 single crochet in each stitch around. We'll meet back at round 8. Right? So here I've worked to round 8. Just doing single crochets around, and at this point you can go ahead and attach the little ears on if you'd like. So I'm going to see where I want the ears to go, and then my easy peasy way of doing this is by simply pulling the yarn ends through like so. You can use a yarn needle if you want, but if you really would like a shortcut method, this is my shortcut method of doing things. So here I'm just knotting the 2 yarn ends from my ear within the bear's head. And that's that. So I'm going to pull through on the other end as well. I've got the other little ear over here. Find where I want to pull my yarn in through. Oops. That was the wrong side forward. I should have taken a closer look first. So here I'm going to just pull through. And pull through. And once I've gotten those 2 ends in, and with the position that I like for them on the bear's head, I'm going to go ahead and tie the yarn ends tightly to keep it secure inside of the head. Alright, and there you go. I have the 2 little ears done. And I'm going to continue working on my bear's head. If you'd like to also attach plastic safety eyes now, you may do so. We're going to put them between round 6 and round 7 of the head. So counting from the top, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So between round 6 and 7. And I'm going to put my 2 plastic safety eyes, which are 6 millimeters. We're going to put them 5 stitches apart. So if that's the first eye, I'm going to move to the other side 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where I will place my second eye. Of course, place the eyes as far apart or as close together as you'd like. This is simply a style preference, and you'll want to make sure that the eyes are centered in the bear's face. All right, so after you're happy with the eyes, you can go ahead and put the plastic backings on, and then you'll continue crocheting the head. To continue crocheting, we're going to go to round 9 now. For round 9, we're going to do single crochet 2 and then decrease all the way around. So here's what it looks like. Single crochet in the next 2, that's 1, 2 stitches, and then you're going to decrease. Decrease is to single crochet 2 stitches together like I just did so. Then continue on. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and now a decrease. Again, that's 1, 2 single crochets and then a decrease. After you finish round 9, you're going to go to round 10. Here you're just going to single crochet and decrease all the way around. So in the first stitch, put a single crochet, and in the next stitch, a decrease, like so. We're going to repeat this pattern. So a single crochet and then a decrease. Let's repeat that. A single crochet and a decrease. So now that you are done with that round, you are going to fasten off. And there's no need to leave a very long tail. You can go ahead and stuff the head now. The reason you don't need to leave a long tail is because you're going to use the body part to sew onto the head. So you'll need a long tail for the body section. But for the head, you can go ahead and tuck the ends in. When you are done crocheting, simply stuff your doll's head, and we'll move on to the body section. For this little limb here, we're going to start off with a bit of a tail. You'll use that for tying later. And you're going to make a slip knot to start your chain, like so, and do 8 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then you're going to put your hook into the 4th chain from the hook. So when we go down, you're going to count down from the hook from the 1st chain, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This is the one you want to go into. So I'm going to put my hook into that 4th chain right here. Then you're going to do a slip stitch to join. And now you'll notice you have a little loop going on with the, here's the arm and here's going to be the hand portion if you use this as the hand. So it looks like a donut. You're going to insert your hook into the center of this little ring, or the center of the donut, pull through and make a single crochet. You're going to do that 2 more times for a total of 3 single crochets inside this loop, like so. Then we're going to do slip stitch down along the chain. So I'm going to skip the first one here though, the one that contains the loops, and go into the next one. And that's going to leave me with 4 chains. So going down here, we're going to slip stitch in each of these 4 chains. There's the first, here's the second, here's the third, and here is the 4th. And after you do that, you've got your cute little arm or leg, whatever you want to use this as, and you can go ahead and fasten off with a long enough tail for sewing. I'm going to make just enough for myself to kind of tie it inside the doll. And there we go. All right, and that's that. So you'll be making 3 more for your doll. For the body section of the doll, I'm going to use a couple different colors here. This is Bravo worsted weight yarn, and I am just using a bit of each. You can use yarn scraps if you'd like, but make sure that you use the same weight of yarn that you are using with the rest of your doll. So try not to switch between different sizes and weights because you want to make the doll look consistent. So if you use medium weight for the head, you'll want to use medium weight for the body and all other parts as well. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to start off with a magic ring and using the main body color, and you're going to insert 6 single crochets inside the ring. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After you insert 6 single crochets, you are going to tighten the ring, and we are going to increase in each stitch around. So here I'm going to put my hook into that very first stitch, and I'm going to increase by inserting 2 single crochets in that stitch. Now going into the next one, insert 2 as well for your second increase. To that third stitch, I'm going to make my third increase. Fourth increase. 5th increase, and my 6th increase. Then in the next stitch, in this next round, round 3, you're going to do a single crochet and an increase all the way around. So it's going to look like this. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase, and all the way around. After you've done round 3, we're going to move on to round 4. For round 4, you have the option of changing yarn colors if you want to. If you don't want to, that is totally fine as well. I'm just going to show you what it looks like if you do alternate yarn colors. So here in round 4, I'm just gonna pull in this secondary color and finish off with the main color. And it's going to just work as single crochets around, alternating colors for every stitch. So in this next stitch, I'll use the main color. In the next stitch, I'll pull through that secondary color and finish with the main color. Now I'm doing this a little fast, I realize. If you want to see how I do heart-shaped color changes, I have a slower tutorial on how to do that. I'll link it in the description box for you to check out. So again, I'm just going to do single crochets around in each stitch, but alternating with the secondary color for every other stitch. And at this point, since my circle is starting to curl, I'm going to push it inside out. So have the right side facing out now. And you can see here that there's this nice subtle little color change going on for that previous round. And for this next round, we're going to go ahead and work Actually, I'm going to go ahead and add in a different color again. Let me grab some yarn. I'm just going to play around and see how this turns out. All right, so for this part, I'm going to go ahead and alternate again. I will attach a new yarn and I will alternate it once more. I will start off with my main color, pull through for a regular single crochet, and then in the next stitch, I'm going to attach a different color. So I'm going to add white in here. So I'm just going to pull through, but remember, after you pull through, you're going to want to finish up the stitch with the main color, like so. And I'm going to do this all the way around, doing the main color and then switching to the secondary color after. And I'm just alternating them around. Main color, secondary color, main color, secondary color, etc. So this is round 5 here, and we're just going to work this all the way around. All right, and when you reach the very end here, you can go ahead and you're done with round number 5. We're going to move on to round 6 now, and I am having a fun time changing colors. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to, hold on, snip this end off. I originally intended to keep using this one secondary color, but I've decided I want to have some more fun with colors here. So I'm going to find yet a different color to join into this round. I think I'll do this dark wine red just for fun. I had a dark purple earlier, but let's do something a little different here. So now I'm going to rejoin with this next one, and I'm going to start off with this secondary color, pulling the yarn through, finishing off with the main color. Then switching back to the main color for that stitch, and then switch to the secondary color. Again, we're doing this all the way around, so just keep single crocheting around but switching colors every other stitch. Your yarn ends might look a little messy inside the body, but don't worry, you are just going to simply cut them, tie them up, and keep them tucked inside the body before you stuff it. All right, and I've brought myself back here to the very beginning of the round, and we're going to do round 7 with changing colors again. This is the last straight round we're going to do, so this is the last round we're just going to single crochet around. And again, I've decided that I want to add in those fun colors, so I'm going to do that. Let me see. So I'm going to start off with this color, and then in the next one I will change to white again. Alright, and when you are done with that round, you might want to clean up all your yarn ends here. I should have snipped these off a while ago because they were just getting in the way. But I'll go ahead and do that now. Be careful which ones you snip off because you want to keep your main color going. And I'm just going to go ahead and knot these back here so they're not going to bother my main yarn tail here. Okay, knot them up, put them in. Alright, so as you can see, I've got this colorful little kind of yarn color changing thing going on here. This is a good opportunity to go ahead and attach the arms and legs of your doll as well. Excuse me, just the legs. You'll be attaching the arms after. But I am going to pull out two of the little legs for my doll right now. And what I will do is go ahead and find where they should go on the body. And I'm going to simply pull the yarn ends in and knot them inside. So here's what it would look like. Once you have the two little legs kind of pulled through and tied inside the body, you are ready to continue on with the body's instructions. We finished off at round 7 of the body, and now we're jumping to round 8. For round 8, we're going to do 4 single crochets and then a decrease all the way around for a total of 15 stitches. So you're going to do 4 single crochets first. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the next stitch you're going to decrease. And then repeat that around 4 single crochets and a decrease. You're going to do that a total of 3 repetitions. When you have finished that round, we're going to do the very, very last round of the body, and that's going to be simply 3 single crochets and then a decrease 3 times for a total of 12 stitches. So here's the first repetition. That's 1, 2, and 3 single crochets, and then a decrease. And we're going to work that again. That's 1, 2, 3 single crochets and then a decrease. And you're going to do that one last time. And when you finish with that, you are going to fasten off with a long yarn tail. Remember, we didn't fasten off with a long one when we did the head, because you are now needing the long yarn tail from the body to sew onto the head. So once you are done with that, you can go ahead and stuff your little bear's body, and I will also have you attach the little arms to the sides of the body by pulling the yarn ends in and knotting them. So you can actually do that now if you want. Let me demonstrate what that would look like. So I'm going to kind of squeeze my bear's body flat to find the 2 sides of it. I want the legs pointing forward. So here the 2 sides would be this side and this side. And I'm just going to pull the yarn end through for the little arm. So I'm pulling one yarn end through one stitch and then the second yarn end through here. And then tie it up. So there's really a minimal amount of sewing for this project because you're using the yarn ends for the tail and the arms and the legs to just pull through and tie it up. And you just stuff the yarn ends into the body so you don't have to use as much stuffing. So this yarn tail is currently bothering me because it's in my way. So I'm just going to pull it into the next stitch. Oops. And so now it's out of my way, and let me go ahead and pull in the arms for this other side. And again, all I'm doing is just knotting the arms inside of my piece. like so, and stuff the yarn tails in. And that's that for the body. All right, I'm just gonna, oops, this first yarn tail didn't make it in. Let me pull it through. And gotta stuff my little bear now, so let me grab some stuffing. Gonna ease it into the bear's body. There we go. We've got the arms and the legs on. The body is stuffed, and now is the fun part of sewing the two pieces together. All right, before you sew the head together with the body, you could go ahead and embroider a little cross for the nose and the mouth of your little bear if you'd like to. You can also sew any sort of mouth or nose that you'd like, of course. And when you're ready, we're just going to simply go stitch by stitch from the body to the head. Now that you finish sewing the head and the body together, you could be all done if you want to, but if you want to follow my last step, I'm going to go ahead and do a surface slip stitch around the collar of the bear's neck. That way I could produce a nice, neat stitch that will differentiate between the bear's head and the shirt that he's wearing. I'm going to be using a dark purple yarn that I used as one of the colors for the color changes I made earlier. So to start, you're going to want to hold the bear upside down and start from the back side. I'm going to insert my hook between the head and the body stitches, like so. And you're going to pull, you're basically putting your hook behind the last round of the head there, and you're going to pull the yarn through. Oops. Let me try that again. Pull the dark purple yarn through. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Now, insert your hook into the back of the next stitch, like so, and you're going to pull yarn through, so yarn over and pull through immediately through the loop. That makes a surface slip stitch. Insert your hook behind the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and go through that loop. And you're going to repeat this all the way around the neck. Once you make it back all the way around, you're simply going to fasten off and weave in your ends. So here I've gotten all the way back around, and I'm just going to pull the yarn end through into my bear's body here. As you notice, when you do the surface slip stitch, it'll produce this nice little ring around the bear's head. And that produces a nice, neat kind of look for finishing off. All right, so straighten out your bear when you are finished, and that's that. Thank you so much for following this little tutorial video for me. With me. I can't talk anymore. I hope you enjoyed making this, and go ahead and subscribe and follow for more cute little projects. I have a ton of free patterns on my blog, so be sure to check those out. And these little mini critter series will come with a lot of other variations too. We also have one with bunny ears if you'd rather make a bunny than a bear. So far, but I will be working on some other animals as well. All right, thank you so much, and have a happy time crocheting. Bye now.